I started using substances when I was 12, drinking and smoking weed and stuff. Always drinking and stuff were part of my lifestyle, but it never consumed me until I had some personal issues going on.
In my 20s I was doing cocaine, and then I had children, so I stopped doing drugs but picked up the alcohol.
I think during the period that I was addicted, although I didn't totally recognise it, I'd lost so much in life. I was very isolate, and as part of that I was starting to lose people around me as well.
I started using alcohol when I was about 13, 14. But I realised I was really dependent when I picked up heroin when I was 29.
But it was my daughter and my mum that found me, that the problem, that I had the problem. They'd been seeing it for years.
I think the main thing came when I lost the kids and found myself on a bridge threatening to jump while they were at the end of the road watching it.
You'd get up in the morning and make the promise to yourself the night before that you weren't going to do the very same things you'd been doing for days, weeks, months and years previous to that. But you would find yourself, before you'd even, kind of woken up, at the very places you kind of wanted to stay away from.
I think I realised then that something had to change, and I decided it was me that had to change.
I believe I was an addict before I even used substances. I was just one crazy person even before I used substances. And at the age of 30, I'd had enough of life, and I thought, right, do you know what, can't do this no more. And I just went hell-banged into heroin.
To start off with, it was fun, and I used to use with my mates and stuff, and then I kind of started isolating a lot, spending time on my own.
It took me out of my thoughts, quieting your head down.
People were saying to me that it's a problem and you need to sort it out, and I was like, yeah, I know I do, but I never did.
It's the whole of addiction, how it changed me. I was in the Army Cadets for 10 years, and I was going places with them, and I was going there twice a week and then hanging about with the kids on the estate, all the older lads.
Substance misuse was alcohol. Realistically, it's probably 20 to 25 years when you actually look at it as a whole.
I do remember the day the family arrived at my house and I had been drinking, and because of the way I was reacting, they did say, you need to go into hospital, will you go? At which point, probably for the first time, I agreed I would go. And like I said, from there it snowballed into accept to go to Acorn.
They got you to take a deep look at yourself, to look at all the things that you've done in your life, the impact that your using has had on others.
At first, I kind of struggled to open up, but after a while I started to trust my group peers and started to speak up and stuff. The counsellor, he was quality, very understanding guy, and a lot of empathy and sincerity in his voice when he spoke to you and stuff.
What did I learn? A lot of things really. Confidence, self-esteem, how to trust people, talk to people, just how to be normal.
It was really hard work, but I knew that I had to put everything into it to get everything out of it. Gaining knowledge that I'm not a bad person, but I did lots and lots of bad things.
My parents have always stood by me. My children have loved me unconditionally, but they've been disappointed, but they still love me no matter what.
I think my son has stood by me. He still loves me, still wants me to be his mum, still wants to be in my life. I think that's amazing, considering what he's been through.
My family have been angry, they've been upset, they've phoned the police on me, they've had me arrested, they've tried to talk to me, they've tried to ignore me, they've tried to isolate me from the family. Nothing worked until I got took in intensive care last November, and I could see all the pain that my addiction had caused my mum. And I heard her say to me, Dad, it's over now. I thought, wow, they'd rather me be dead, so I'm not causing no more pain or...
There was one particular day with one particular counsellor that it was suggested to me often that I was angry about something, although I never portray anger. And this guy just got it out of me. We only had him for one day. That day particularly will stay with me for the rest of my life.
I found the 12-step programme, it really does make you look into yourself.
Don't necessarily have to talk about the topic, but he reached deep. It's called deep, but he did reach deep.
It definitely does dig into it and brings things out which they've got to be brought out, because if they're just lying there, they're only going to start growing again and we're back to square one.
I just want to enjoy my recovery. I'm looking at doing some volunteering, maybe with youth, you know, teenagers and stuff, because I think that's kind of where I got a bit lost, I think, with substance abuse.
You know, I'm no longer tied to a script, I'm no longer tied to having to stay in a certain area because of my doctor, or you can't go wherever you want to go, but right now I can go anywhere I want to go and do anything I want to do because I'm not over a barrel anymore.
Having gone through the Acorn experience, I feel that Acorn, it was like opening the curtains back to a life that I used to have.
You know, I've got plenty of friends in the same boat who I can lean on, and you know, I can tell a good handful of them, you know, what's going on for me.
So now I will get back into the outdoor life and just start to enjoy it with those people around me, particularly the children, my partner Angela and my sister, who are the closest to me.
You know, to be the mother that I've always wanted to be, get my son back to live with me October 31st. I'd like to go back to nursing. I'd like to work with dual diagnosis, because I have dual diagnosis.
I've got myself a sponsor already. I only finished treatment yesterday. I'm going to be doing some volunteer work for Acorn.
I am going to do some voluntary work. I've got some voluntary work lined up, and then I'm just going to take it from there.
Well, I'm starting some courses, doing a facilitation course, bridging the gap, and I want to go into voluntary, either in alcohol and drugs or mental health.
Put my addiction to the best use I possibly can. Give people a knowledge that it can be done.
You know, it's absolutely vital that you keep yourself busy because boredom it can have a detrimental effect.
Just filled out an application form for Acorn. I hope to help out doing some sort of group facilitation. But ideally I'd like to work in some sort of caretaking role in the housing. I want to give back what I've been given.
I've got 4 children. I've got 2 teenagers and 2 young girls. I just want to be a mum to them. And help them reach their potentials in their life.
I'm multi-talented and I feel like I've wasted a lot of ability through 20 years of just being drunk. Again, the advice is don't look back, you can't do nothing about past.
I want to help people, but I'm also very conscious of the fact that I'm still a baby at this, I'm still finding my feet.
I think that I owe gratitude to my care manager, Joanne Byrne, and Acorn, you know, how they looked after me, because I was horrendous when I first came into rehab, couldn't sit still.
I've got to give my full admiration to the professionalism of Andrew Toto, who, as my counsellor, just showed me the way forward.
Most of my gratitude now is owed to my family, I think. You know, my mum, my dad, put them through hell. My brother and sister as well.
My best friend Sarah, who's in recovery, she was my sponsor until we became really good friends. She saw me at a meeting on a Saturday morning, completely broken, and suggested I get myself back into treatment.
Mainly my counsellor, Tricia, definitely. Especially when I first went in, I was a wreck, and she stuck by me. And I'd have to say Neil, my caretaker. I wouldn't have stuck about if it weren't for him.
Steve and the 2 girls, Sarah and Charlotte. My sister Leslie. She's been a real rock. There's one person that really did take time out, giving me the understanding that I'm not on my own, and that was Leslie. She works in housing. She really did help.
And my mum and dad, pensioners in the 70s, fought like cat and dog for my son. They had adopted parents waiting for him, and they wouldn't allow him to be adopted, and they've got him.
I'm grateful to Glenn, the ramp facilitator, because he put a lot of time and effort in to helping me get into treatment.
I never thought I'd say this, because growing up I hated services. I hated social services, I hated teachers, I hated the police. My two youngest got put into foster care. When I was in hospital, I ended up in psyche. And I'm grateful. I've done everything. There's nothing more I could do apart from die. And the thought of somebody telling my son and my 3 girls that your mum's been in addiction and now to stop it, although she's dead as well, I just couldn't do it. I had to get well.
Well, I can't just say one person in particular, because everyone since I've been on this path has been an inspiration to me in one shape or another.
My partner at the moment, she met me when I had a drink problem. She's the total opposite. She's a special needs teacher. She's very stable, doesn't drink, never took drugs. The total opposite, and she's stuck by me through this treatment, which has not been easy.
Well, as I say, I'm a counsellor, eh? Yes, we did butt heads on a number of occasions. And I think, to be fair, he's the only person in my life who was really told me the truth and, been brutally honest with me, shared what an objective point of view, as opposed to people pandering to you and telling you the things that they think you want to hear.
I would just like to thank everyone from my family who have supported me all the way through, to the, as I said before, professionalism of the staff at Acorn. Even now I see new people who are in the state that I was in several months ago, and hopefully by sharing my experiences I can help them on the same road that I've gone through.
Yeah, I'm grateful to be able to feel everything properly, though sometimes it's uncomfortable and it's painful. It's good to be awake.
When you come in here and you're quite a lonely person, really, you feel like an outcast anywhere, stigmatised, whatever, your confidence and your self-worth is at rock bottom. And it does change, and just the whole experiences played a part in that. Just self-discovery, and realising about what addiction has done to me, what it's done to my family, people I love.
I'm grateful for the fact that I'm still alive, because if I'd carried on drinking I would have been dead. I'm grateful for my counsellor, Ray, who's just outstanding. I've got 3 beautiful children, I've got an amazing family. My sister's been extremely supportive.
Just thanks to my family and everybody that's helped me. I never thought I'd feel like this ever, to be honest.
I'd lost passion for life, and now I've got it back. Like I said, I want to do the voluntary. I really want to go down that road. And thanks to people in Acorn, Primary, Star, they've given me the opportunity where I can try and do it.
Thank you, Acorn. Thank you for having me and teaching me about myself.
I just want to say thank you to Ray, my counsellor in Deep, for all the hard work that he does to help people in the group.
I'm just grateful to everybody who had a bit of faith in me when I didn't have any in myself.
Big thank you to Liz, my partner, for sticking with me. Massive thank you to Lauren for understanding and showing the maturity to even having me in her life.
Thanks to my parents for standing by me through all this. I know at times it's been hard for them. The housing staff, the counsellors, the volunteers, the caretakers.
So yeah, I'm again grateful for everything that's got me to where I am now, and I'm looking forward for the first time in years and years, and that's all I can do. It's a big difference from where I was. So yeah, I'm happy.
Hard for living. Love is hard sometimes. You just gotta keep putting one foot in front of the other. And that's about it.